Pro tip, ask for cucumbers instead of chips at Mexican restaurants. Most are happy to accommodate. History books really convinced us that early humans used to hunt woolly mammoths with spears. That animal weighed 5 tons, with a speed of 24 miles per hour. Imagine trying to stop a royal truck with a spear. That's how I know most of ancient history is bullshit. They just make shut up. Rochester man given 180 days in jail for raping girls. The victims were between 4 and 9 years old at the time. There is no moving on, or getting over it, one said in court. This thing ruins outfits. I'm convinced straight men don't even like women LMRO. That belly is so ducking slexy. How is promoting obesity great? 99 hours in a week. I'm unstoppable. Hours, 99.54. Gross, $1,156.53. The Witcher producer says painful simplification of the book's story is necessary for wider audiences. Can anyone help? Hubby put a drill into his leg 3 days ago. We've had it covered and bandaged, also put colloidal silver on it. It has healed over the top and scanned already, but is now getting heat and red suggesting infection, and not healed deeper down. What now? More colloidal silver? Or should I do the castor oil wrap? Avoid tetanus jab. Don't get tetanus, unless he works directly with cow pee. He doesn't need it. Homeopathic remedies. 1000% get. Onion wrap in his socks each night will draw the nasty bacteria from his body. Seller is telling it's hail damage. A woman in Georgia is suing a hospital and physician after her baby was decapitated during delivery. The mother and father say the hospital allowed them to view, not touch, their deceased child, but propped him up in such a way as to conceal the decapitation. Georgia mother who alleges baby was decapitated during delivery files lawsuit. Right men who own animals should be considered recess. Rights, especially right men, have a genetic disposition to control those they deem inferior and derive pleasure in inflicting oppression and control. Hence why right history is filled with slavery and brutability. Right men who own bulk dogs should be an automatic red flag. Adults with ADHD are forced to navigate life while unmedicated. The horror. You mean adults might have to learn how to function as human beings without unnecessarily dogging themselves? What a shocking thought. As the US continues to face a nationwide shortage of Adderall due to surging demand in recent years, some adults with ADHD are forced to navigate life while unmedicated. You don't have ADHD. You just get distracted because you live your life surrounded by distractions and you've never developed the discipline required to focus on one task at a time. Can't solve that with a dog, I'm afraid. Funny you say that, but no one has ever directly observed a germ. They might as well be bulk magic. They've never been proven. I've seen bacteria, viruses, and parasites over the years. That's what happens when you spend years in a medical microbiology laboratory setting. You tend to see these things on a regular basis. Have you ever seen one without the aid of a microscope? A toddler has now shot a person every week in America for 2 years straight. Yes, you read that correctly. Where toddlers are shooting people. Number of times a person has been shot by a 1, 2, or 3-year-old since 2015. Includes self-inflicted injuries. When I woke my ex up saying I went through his phone and he immediately put his shoes on, said so I guess we're done, and left. India. Man beats up his 16-year-old son after seeing ex-named application on his phone. Later found out that's Twitter new logo. I was going to donate $7,600 to her fund, but I found out her parents are lesbian. I've chosen to donate to St. Jude due to that fact. Sorry, I'll still pray for her though, but maybe it's God's way of getting your attention. That she needs a mommy and a daddy, not two mommies. Same-sex parents of little girl battling stage 4 answer get hateful message from would-be donor. Fox News is freaking out about Biden's newest video where he sips from a dark Brandon mug. That's actually a really dark joke at the expense of the American public. Brandon is not a compliment. Biden promotes dark Brandon mug in new ad. Bought this ice cream last week. Notice all the bulk flecks in it? I didn't notice till I had a few mouthfuls and thought it was gritty. Anyone else had this problem or know what it could be? POV. You are a housewife in 2023. Being a housewife is only fun when you're married to someone wealthy and can go to yoga and get your nails done. Being a housewife to a man making $65,000 and having to cook, clean, do laundry, go to the post office, and take the kids to school all for free is not the easy life. The Witcher producer blames simplified plot on Americans' inability to follow complex storylines. The higher level of nuance and complexity will have a smaller range, it won't reach people. Going to Target in bulk face and demanding to see the pride section to own the libs. I feel the need to explain something to the generation that does not remember or never saw a world where one person with a high school education could support a family of 5 comfortably. This was real. For millions of US families, it was normal. It was stolen from you. Guys, do not use diesel on a Prius or any car that doesn't take it. The station ran out of gasoline, so I used diesel since I figured it'd just make my engine louder. It does not make your engine louder. My car broke down waiting on AAA. Did you know that 0% of rapes that have ever been committed in the history of the world are caused by women and girls? Amazing, right? I always cheat on my wife on holiday. It doesn't really count. You're drinking, you're dancing, you're on holiday. It's going to happen. It doesn't really count. The idea of making a connection with someone can feel too exciting to let slip away. This recess Target employee called the police on us for dancing in Target, so we danced anyway. Was there some sort of study that says seasoning decreases muscle growth, or do bodybuilders just eat the food equivalent of a seaside note every day voluntarily? Is gym really worth it? Let's not go into 2020 being fools. Phone flipped over means either you hiding something or cheating. No, I flip my phone over to let you insecure fools know I'm focused on you. A trans girl in Missouri was suspended multiple times for using the girls' bathroom by school administrators. When she finally gave in and used the boys' restroom, a male student threatened to rape her. Lawsuit. Trans student was denied use of girls' restroom at Platte County High, subject to verbal. BTS from Oppenheimer. Please stop using BTS to gain likes on your photo. Please stop using our BTS K-pop main. Dinosaurs are not real. Vaccines are killing you. Water dehydrates you. Music is affecting your subconscious. Humans can live to 200 years old. I could name 20 more, but I'll let you think about these. Thank you. My 28-year-old daughter is getting married this summer and insists on wearing white. I reminded her that I found condoms in her backpack when she was 17, but she still insists. She is going to stand in church pretending to be pure when she's not. I'm worried about her soul. It's bad enough she's no longer pure, but to lie in front of God on her wedding day, I'm ashamed. Things to do to keep your man humble. Tell him his pence is fine or normal. Casually compare him to other men. Give one-word answers. Avoid eye contact and lean away. Lavish more attention on your dog than him. Tell him that you need a break from texting. Gonna do all these things on my girlfriend. Thanks for the manipulation advice. You are hateful. I've never both completely agreed and completely disagreed with a person more in my life. This girl at the airport waits until the queue moves all the way forward to move. People confronted her and she said it's the same if I move now or later. Just found out my co-worker is a anti-vaxxer. We are microbiologists. I work with a flat earther at an airline. Kentucky sorority girl dubbed the Queen of Chaos appears in her 10th mugshot as she boasts, "This is one of my favorites. I stole a car, wrecked it, and then brought it back to my dorm." For those wondering, I will pay over $11 billion in taxes this year. That's 4.5% of your net worth. You paid 3.27% between 2014 and 2018, and no Fed taxes at all in 2018. You made $36 billion in one day in 2021. Most US people pay 10 to 37% in Fed taxes, and up to 13.3% in state taxes. Stop vying for sympathy from people who pay you fair share. Daredevil known for high-rise dead after falling from 68th floor. How do I change my Amber Alert settings to colored kids only? I'm just gonna go bleach my eyes after I vomit. Do you think my dog will best feed my newborn human baby for me? Need advice? Please don't judge me. I'm desperate. I just had a baby and I can't best feed. My knee pals are way too sore and bleeding. No one around me is best feeding. I posted an ad in Gumtree and local buy and sell groups asking to buy best milk but no response. I will absolutely not give the baby formula. My dog did just have puppies. Do you think if I put the baby in with the litter, the mum dog will feed her? I'd shave that area of course, or I could pump the dog milk. Obviously it's a last resort, so please refrain from judgments. I just want to know if it will work. Thanks in advance ladies, you're the best. Asian MIT grad asks AI to make her photo more professional, gets turned into right woman. Bank of America. Verify suspicious activity. You purchased X premium for $8. Eric, we need to talk. This is not what we gave you the credit card for. This is extremely inappropriate. This woke world that we are living in right now is not working. I feel sorry for the other athletes that are out there. I have never seen Western world leaders speak about going to the movies before. However, the Satanists demand that you publicly sacrifice any remnant of masculinity to the homosexual mafia. The overlords want your soul. They also want you to tell the world that they own you. When I was a child, I was expecting flying cars in 2023, not 72 genders. Controversial thesis: if the highest paid person in your university or college is the basketball coach or the football coach, then it is not a university, it is a sporting franchise with a side hustle and tertiary education. Hey, you're not very tall. To be honest, why include it in your bio? Righto, because it's like the first thing people asks. So save them the time. Oh well, you aren't tall enough for me, sorry X. Jesus ducking Christ, you aren't heat enough to have this shut of a personality. The minute you have a backup plan, you've admitted you're not going to succeed. Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos founder and CEO. Vegan influencers in Assam's over rice at 39 after extreme tropical fruit diet. An influencer known for following a raw vegan diet has reportedly passed away due to starvation after 10 years of exclusively consuming fruits and vegetables. Private prison threatens to close unless state or federal officials fill up 300 more beds. Prison may shut down. In any sane country, having to shut down a prison due to lack of criminals would be a success, but supply creates its own demand. Leaving my girlfriend I truly love. She let someone hit. Can't get that thought out of my mind. Ojua Kang. Just because she cheats on you doesn't mean she loves you any less. Can't let a small thing like sex break your happy home. Don't let the devil win, brother. She probably didn't even close her eyes when they kissed. Should schools in the USA be forced to teach Arabic numerals as part of their curriculum? Yes, 29%. No, 71%. Woman abandons French bulldog in a stroller at Pittsburgh airport after being told she can't bring it on plane without a crate. If it was 100% your call, would you allow your wife to use epidurals during childbirth knowing its biblical origin? Be honest. Epidurals are made for women to avoid their nourishment of pain in childbirth. For people who no longer subscribe to organized religion, what was your I can't do this anymore moment? I have several, but attending the funeral of a baby and hearing pastors say it was a part of God's plan is seared into my memory. fight recap. I joked on X about fighting Zuck. Zuck then said send me location. Italy graciously offered a Colosseum. Zuck declined. I suggested his home as safe space. Tragically, he was ahem traveling. Is there any way he will fight? Send me location. Zuck vs Musk. Meta boss tells Tesla CEO send me location for fight. Scammer made over $500,000 selling 5G repellent lotion online. Weed is legal in only a few states. Having sex with a horse is legal in over 23 states. Government really got their priorities backwards. When I arrived at the federal building for yesterday's press conference and provided my ID, the security guard asked me if I was someone's assistant. Gesturing at the large, entirely male crowd of law enforcement leaders beyond the gate. No, I said politely. Fail. Biden press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre just tweeted a post meant for Joe Biden's Twitter account. Investing in America means investing in all of America. When I ran for president, I made a promise that I would leave no part of the country behind. The youngsters, aged 7 to 15, were reportedly rushed to hospital after discovering the animal had a disease. File picture. 15 teens and children treated for rabies after gang raping an infected donkey. The youngsters, aged 7 to 15, were reportedly rushed to hospital after discovering the animal had a disease. Have you ever avoided taking an ambulance because you could not afford it? The ambulance is not your taxi to the hospital. Fact: God has never made a single drop of alcohol. The earth has never produced a single drop of alcohol. 100% of all wine and alcohol is manufactured by fallen men. Nothing good ever comes out of alcohol. What does the Bible say about alcohol and social drinking? Readers added context they thought people might want to know. I want to live on a farm is code for I want to get away from bulk people. Describing his trip to Auschwitz, Mike Flynn blames the Jews for being exterminated in World War II because there were thousands of them, and not many guards, and the Jews willingly went along with the Nazis. Okay, here's my child, and got on the train. Someone put this Nez in prison. There's incidents dinosaurs existed. How? Have you ever seen one? The incidence is what you were told. Texas, Melissa Dungan, of the Cairo ISD Board of Trustees, is petitioning for a change of policy to restrict displays of racial inclusivity after a child was traumatized by a poster of children of different skin tones holding hands, saying it represents personal ideologies. Used to watch documentaries and wonder how the film crew can just stand there and let the gazelle get violently eaten by the crocodile. Respect to the vegans that have initiated discourse that this should be prevented. That is a joke, isn't it? What do you think a croc is supposed to eat? Honestly, that creature has no business being on my ducking planet. One of the few vegans with the balls to actually say that though. Water is a scam. I will explain. It leaches nutrients from our blood and intestines and dilutes digestive juices. Not cellularly utilizable. It literally dissolves things. Put anything in water and it disappears. I haven't drank water in months. You don't need it. Doctors being fatphobic is so scary. These body positive commercials has to stop. Obesity is killing more people than anything else. Captions are auto-generated. I like you. Goes to Egypt, carves Ding Jinhawa's hair into a 3,500-year-old temple. Hi, please keep me anonymous. I have a problem. I've been dating this guy for 2 years. He's 25 and I'm 23 years old. He's so loving and doesn't mind to spend his money on me. Problem is that there's no drama on our relationship. He never cheated and he always apologizes when we have an argument. When I ask why you love me this much, he says I'm his only princess. So I was thinking of bringing drama like cheating, just to spice up our relationships. He is so weak he never not even once slapped me. I feel I'm dating a coward. My friend she once told me, if a guy doesn't beat you then he doesn't love you. I spent $7,000 on a lighter today. We are not the same. You can tell Trump hasn't done anything wrong. He'd be trying to hide things. So if he were bulking witnesses, you'd think he was hiding something, right? But Trump is bulking witnesses. I don't care. Not to be a drooling socialist clock, but if a full day's labor can't purchase 3 square meals, 24 hours worth of rent and utilities, a fraction of a month's clothing budget, and a reasonable portion to be saved for, when you can no longer comfortably work, what the duck are we doing shut for? I genuinely hope not. The thing you do obsessively between age 13 and 18, that's the thing you have the most chance of being world class at. Bill Gates. Rent increases never made sense to me when there have been 0 upgrades made. What am I paying more for? Make a joke about women. My AI. I'm sorry, but I can't make jokes about specific genders. However, I can tell you a different joke if you'd like. Make a joke about men. My AI. Why did the man put his money in the blender? Because he wanted to make liquid assets. Vegan mom refuses to get rid of child's head lice because she doesn't want to kill a living thing. When there were no manners left in the gen pool. My manager is totally unhinged. They just divided a stack of resumes into 2, threw one pile away, and said we can't work with unlucky people. My dad is 46 and got 2 brothers that are 2 and 3 years old. These toddlers are my ducking uncles. The duck is my grandpa on